Morning, morning, everyone. How are we? Oh, you can see the dog toys that are just laying around everywhere. Okay, so today is going to be about opening the heart space, and we're going to work on the thoracic spine, which is that middle part of the spine connected to the rib cage, on thoracic spine mobility, and on shoulder mobility. We will need a strap, a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap at home, a bathrobe strap will do fine, or even a scarf is great. So, yeah, get your bits and let's get going. We are going to start. Oh, sorry, that's the dog that you can hear just sort of flapping. We're going to start kneeling. Just going to get into it relatively quickly. So, when you feel ready, find a comfortable kneeling position. And then let's start to roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Bring them up to the ears and roll them back. Let's do one more like this. Amazing. Let's bring chin to chest and then left ear, left shoulder. Chin, chest, right ear, right shoulder. Let's do once more each side. Oh, wake up that neck this morning. Chin, chest, and bring the head back up. Amazing. Let's full circle the arms. So big open up as we take a breath in. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just a gentle arrival of the body. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Amazing. Let's interlace the fingers and then press the palms away from us. Here, notice if we're rounding in the back, we really want to keep the nice neutral alignment in the spine. And let's reach the palms of the hands up towards the sky. If we're quite tight in the shoulders, there's a tendency to compromise by flaring the rib cage open. Let's see if we can keep that rib cage just slightly tucked in and focus on bringing the tops of the arms behind the ears. Big breaths in. Big breaths out. How are you this morning? And let's slowly release. Amazing. From our kneeling position, let's find child pose. So I'm getting all the dog hair off the mat. He thinks it's a blanket for him. As soon as I put it out, he is straight on. Okay, let's make this into an active child pose. So as we reach the bum towards the heel, let's reach the fingertips forward as much as possible. Lifting the palms of the hands off the earth, elbows off the earth. Sending the breath to the side bodies, the shoulders, the sides of the rib cage. Okay, let's warm up the shoulders a little bit more. So bring the palms of the hands down onto the earth, press into the tops of the feet, come up towards the tabletop position, and then let's bring the shoulders just forward of the wrists. And then send the bum back. You can have the toes tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. Let's send the shoulders forward and exhale back. Beautiful. Just moving with the breath. See how far you can bring the shoulders forward. Maybe you even tuck the toes and come to a little plank pose. A few more in your own time. There's a tendency to want to go straight into those big stretches, but we'll get the most out of those stretches if the body is a little bit warm, a little bit more mobile, especially seeing as it's first thing in the morning. Bye, Magnus. He's obviously not liking what I'm doing. Okay, let's pause in child's pose. Let's come up to a kneeling position. Hands to heart center. Let's reach the right hand forward, left hand back. Imagine that the fingertips are being pulled either side. Big, big stretch, big, big reach. And come back to center. Let's do the other side. Left hand forward, right hand back. So the good thing about doing this seated is that the hips and the pelvis stay neutral. When we're standing, you can absolutely do this standing, but there's a tendency for the hips to follow. Pull, 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 each fingertips either side, and release. Amazing. Let's interlace the fingers, press the palms away from us, and then reach the palms up towards the sky. Notice if we're flaring in that rib cage. Let's keep a gentle activation of that core, navel towards the spine. And release. Beautiful. Let's come up towards tabletop position. From tabletop, ground the right hand into the earth. Let's reach the left hand towards the sky. Big breath in. And then exhale, we're going to weave the left hand through the right arm without bringing the shoulder onto the earth. Press into the right hand. Big breath in. Let's unwind. Left fingertips towards sky. Exhale, weave and reach. Reach as far as possible. Big breath in. Left fingertips to sky. Exhale, weave and reach. Let's do one more. Press the right hand into the earth. Find that root to rise action. Big breath in. Exhale, weave and reach. Beautiful. And then let's come back. Left hand to earth. Let's do the other side. Ground those left knuckles into the mat. Big breath in. Right fingertips to sky. Big stretch. Exhale, weave and reach. So nice twisting action in that thoracic spine. Big breath in as you reach up. Exhale, and also gently activating the core. You might notice the core start to activate to hold yourself up as you weave. Big breath in. Exhale, reach. Beautiful. Last one. Oh, this is making me warm. And let's come back to center. Amazing. Okay, from here, let's keep the hips over the knees. Let's walk the hands forwards, find our melting heart. So again, if you're quite flexible in the thoracic spine, in the rib cage, there's a tendency to allow the rib cage to simply flop down. Let's see if we can keep a gentle activation of that front body. So perhaps bringing the navel towards the spine a little bit, so we can really work on the shoulders, focus our energy on the mobility of the shoulders. I feel like I'm sort of camouflaging into my mat. I didn't think my outfit through. Sorry, team. I hope you can see me okay and that everything is clear. If you have the tendency to be quite tight in the shoulders, really allow yourself to completely surrender here. You can allow the head to relax on the mat. Just take a moment of silence, of pause. Beautiful. Okay, let's lift the chest and let's bring the hips down onto the earth. I'm going to move my strap and my water. I'm going to have a quick sip. Warm water in the morning is my favorite. Okay, let's bring the fingertips just off the mat on either side of the shoulders. I'm going to just strip down for you because I'm really conscious that you can't see alignment properly with that top on. Okay, so fingertips in line with the shoulders. Elbows can stay slightly up, diagonal. Let's take a big breath in and open up the chest forward, lift the gaze. Gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades. The arms aren't doing very much work. We should be able to lift the fingertips off and not sink down. And release. Beautiful. Let's do this a couple more times. Big breath in. Pressing the pubic bone into the earth as you come up. Open the heart forward. Okay, let's make our way up once again. Opening the heart, really reaching that sternum forward. And then let's squeeze the shoulder blades together. Interlace the fingers. Reach the knuckles to the back of our space. Maybe your neck is a little bit tight, so you can bring chin to chest. Give it a couple rolls. Yogi's choice. Let's take one more inhale here. And exhale, release. Amazing. We are going to come back to that. Let's make our way to downward facing dog in your own time. Pedal it out through the feet, bend the knees one at a time. Really pressing the ground away with the hands. This is very much an active posture. We're fighting gravity. All knuckles of the hands planted on the earth. Okay. From here, let's wave forward to plank pose. Option to bring the knees down. And then let's send the bum back to downward facing dog. Do this a few more times, waving forward to plank pose. In plank, hips should stay in line with the shoulders, and we're pressing the ground away to try and create as much space as possible in between the shoulder blades. And then bum up for down dog. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. So in order to increase flexibility and mobility in the shoulders, it's also super important to make sure that they have the strength to support that flexibility. Amazing. Let's bring the knees back down to the earth. We're going to come to a dolphin pose. So from tabletop position, let's bring the elbows down on the mat, just a little bit wider than the shoulders. And then in terms of options, you can either have your arms like this with the hands together or arms parallel. It will be a little bit harder if your arms are parallel to each other rather than having the hands clasped together. So elbows down, let's tuck the toes, take a big breath in. Gosh, I haven't done this pose in ages. And exhale, bum towards the sky for dolphin. Really focusing on pressing the ground away with the elbows and the forearms. And then perhaps you can experiment as well. If your hands are together, maybe you decide to bring the palms down on the mat and arms a little bit more parallel. This makes it a little bit harder, but if perhaps you're working on hand balances, arm balances, and you want to work shoulder mobility for those, this is probably a good option. Let's take 2 more breaths. And let's bring the knees back down. Let's bring bum to heels, find a kneeling position. Whew, that was tough. Let's reach the arms up towards the sky and exhale back. Big breath in. And exhale. Let's do once more. Oh my gosh, there is nothing I love more than a shoulder roll. I honestly could do these all day. Okay, let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Hands on the earth, tuck the toes, lift the bum to sky. Let's walk the hands towards the feet and hang in ragdoll at the back of the mat. Give yourself a little swing side to side. Oh, what have you guys got in store today? I cannot wait for my coffee and breakfast after this. Okay, let's bring the right hand down directly under the face, onto the fingertips, or perhaps palm is flat, yogi's choice. Lengthen the arm. We want a nice flat back, nice long spine. Let's reach the left fingertips towards the sky. As you can see, my knees have a little bend in them. Your knees absolutely can be bent. They don't have to be straight. If we're quite tight in the hamstrings, there's a tendency that when we straighten the legs, we round the back. So keep the bum down a little bit. Reach those left fingertips towards the sky. And bring the left hand back down. Let's swap sides. Left fingertips to the earth. Right fingertips to sky. Beautiful. Release the right hand back down. Let's slowly roll up, pressing the feet into the mat. Gosh, I'm worried I'm running out of time. Still have quite a couple of things I want to cover. Let's interlace the fingers behind the body, squeeze the shoulder blades, and let's focus on sending the sternum up towards the sky. Really working on the rib cage area of the body rather than the gaze or the neck. Squeezing the shoulder blades. You might notice there's a tendency to shift the hips forward. See if you can keep the heels nice and firmly planted on the earth and keep the hips in line with those ankles. Sternum to sky. The breath is going to shorten here, and that's absolutely fine. And slowly release. Amazing. Let's bring chin to chest and roll all the way back down. Find our way to downward facing dog. And then let's bring the knees back down to the earth and lower the whole body down to the mat. Let's squeeze those elbows into the body and see if we can use the arm and the shoulder strength to bring ourselves down. Amazing. From here, one more time, let's interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades, reach the knuckles to the back of our space. Okay, from here, option to stay here. If you're happy here, great. Option to bend the knees and then perhaps grab the feet with the, grab the ankles with the hands. If we take this option, maybe we kick the feet into the hands to increase that opening in the heart space. Maybe we roll out the neck side to side. 2 more breaths here. And slowly release. Amazing. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Push back to child's pose position. Just taking a couple breaths in child's pose, especially if you took that big back bend. When you grab the feet, we just want to make sure that we're stretching the other way. We might have got a little bit into the low back. Okay, and let's come up to kneeling. Perfect. Okay, the pièce de résistance, guys. I love this stretch so much. I'm so excited. This is so good for shoulder mobility. I wanted to let's do a quick twist first. So come to a comfortable seat. This can be cross-legged or kneeling. I'm actually going to stay kneeling. I'm comfortable there. Let's bring the right hand on the outside of the left leg, left fingertips behind us. Take a big breath in, crown of the head to sky, and big breath out, twisting to face behind you. Sorry, leaving you hanging for a moment with the pièce de résistance. It's coming. It's going to be so worth it. You're probably going to be like, what is this? Magali, no. It's quite tough on the shoulders, I warn you. Take a nice juicy twist. I love a twist. And the other side, left hand outside of right leg, right hand behind us. If you're in a cross-legged position, same concept, just tuck that left hand on the outside of the right leg. I'm not sure I even really needed to say that. If you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk, you can take these twists as well and come back to center. Oh, and something I wanted to mention to you when we were in our melting heart position is that, which is this posture that I'm doing now. This is also a great thing to do when you're brewing a cup of tea. Put your hands on the counter and just allow the heart to melt down towards the earth. So good for the shoulders and the heart. Right. Let's grab our yoga strap or bathrobe strap or scarf, whatever we've got. We are going to place it in both hands. The goal is to keep the arms straight. So the length will be different for every person. We're going to reach the strap up towards the sky, keep the arms straight, and then reach it all the way back. And then we're going to come back up. Again, there might be the tendency to want to bend those elbows. It makes it a little bit easier. Let's keep those elbows locked in. We're going to do this a few times. If you're in a rush for work, I'm running a little bit over time, but it's so worth it, isn't it? I know it is. Maybe you find that you're able to shorten the grip on the strap and take it a little bit deeper. And then maybe you find that sweet spot. Whew. And you pause there for a minute, just breathe. And if you are in that sweet spot and you've decided to pause there, see, this is, I'm going to see if I can show you this way. See if you're able to loosen the strap. So allow the strap to give way a little bit. Super tight. And then we can release. And maybe make our way back out. Should we do that one more time? Big breath in. Find that sweet spot. Pause there. And then let it go. Oh my gosh. Let's release the strap. Let's interlace the fingers. Reach the palms away from you. This time, let's bring chin to chest. Around the back. Send the breath to the back body. Big breath in. Reach the palms of the hands towards the sky. And then see. We did this stretch at the beginning. Do you find that your arms are able to go a little bit further past the ear? And release. Beautiful. Let's bring the right arm across the body. Big stretch either side. Left arm across the body. Big stretch either side. And then big hug to self. Thank you so much for practicing, moving, stretching the body with me this morning. Yeah, it's been a blast, and I will see you next Tuesday, bright and early, for another live. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, team. Ciao.